today we're going to have a look at 16th notes in 4/4 time, and the sticking we'll be using pretty much the whole way through is alternating sticking. So for me, I'm right-handed. I'm going to lead with the right hand, but it's good actually to get used to leading with both hands. But when we're just starting out, use the strong hand as the guide hand. So what we're going to do, we're going to play 4 evenly spaced taps on around the kit. So starting with the snare drum to first rack tom, next tom, and then down to a floor tom. And we're going to count 1, E, and R. So on counts 1, and then on and is right hand, and on E and R is left hand. So we're going 1, E, and R. Then we move to the next drum. 2, E, and R. 3, E, and R. 4, E, and R. So we'll have a bit of a run through, but try and keep our consistent counting all the way through. It's important that counting is evenly spaced. It doesn't matter how fast or slow it is, but as long as the counts themselves are even. Let's have a go at it. 1, E, and R. 2, E, and R. 3, E, and R. 4, E, and R. 1, and R. 2, E, and R. 3, and R. 4, E, and R. Right, so we repeated the bar there twice. We're using the sticking at the moment in what would be a typical kind of fill. Most fills have a descending pattern, so we're starting from sort of a higher pitch and moving down. It's generally because of the coordination and the lead hand problem. It's generally for a right-handed player on a right-handed kit, it's easier for me to move my right hand to the first drum and then move across and my left hand to follow than it is for me to lead with my left and then switch up and over while my other stick's playing. So if I was playing this with my left hand, I'd have to go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and then cross over to the next drum. That's not really practical all the time. It can be, but in this case it's not worth just looking at. Just something to keep in the back of the mind. Let's have a go at the whole pattern, and I'll add the bass drum to, it'll play on each numeric count. So it's the quarter note, and we're counting our 16th notes, subdivisions all the way through. So I'll just play the bass drum with our count so you can get some idea of what's happening. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and let's do the whole thing. Okay, and that is our basic fill framework. Now, to bring this into some kind of musical context, that's our next challenge, or one of our challenges anyway. What we'll do is we'll go back to an 8th note beat, and we use what's known as common time. So we're just playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then to make a fill, some sort of embellishment away from that beat rhythm, we'll just move the right hand down to the snare drum. We'll play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then back. What we're trying to do there is we're trying to get used to holding that consistent count while moving our hand longer distances around the drums, which is what generally causes problems. I'll just try it now for real anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4. that relates is that what we're actually doing with our 16th note counting is that our 16th notes occur in between our 8th notes. So if we go back to our just block of 4, that right stick is still moving the same speed as what it was when we came from the hi-hat. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. It'll be easier to sort of click that, I guess. I'll play the right hand part on the tom. You can see how we're interleaving the left hand notes into it. So I'll play a bar up here, a rhythm, and then we'll play our fill just between the two sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1. Okay, let's just jump into the whole thing. I think so. See how that works. So we're going from an 8th note rhythm on our hi-hat, snare and bass drum to our 16th note fill around the kit in a clockwise fashion, then back to our rhythm, and we'll repeat the whole thing. 1, 2. Pretty much what we have in store for today. We can get used to this 16th note stuff by embellishing it in other ways. So we don't always have to move around the drums in this kind of clockwise fashion. We can move any way you want. So you could go snare, floor tom, high tom, there as a challenge, for example, or repeat a block on the snare drum. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And they're all subtle variations of the same idea. I'll just run through a few of them now, just off the top of my head, see what we get. 1. Now, I'm playing each block of 4 16th notes on each sound. So I'm basically playing right, left, and then moving to another sound, or staying on that same sound and playing another block of the right, left. What you can do, obviously, is split up and play these 16th notes, pick out any count you want, and move it around the drums. And that's the ultimate goal with this stuff. It's a bit more challenging. So I'll just give you an example. So you just get, in order to do that, we need to get used to the feel of the subdivision and be able to move our hands pretty much wherever we like to as we're playing through. What we can do as well is we can use the same subdivision as on our hi-hat, or split between the hi-hat and ride cymbal. One that you've probably heard a lot is kind of a disco-y feel, I guess, but it pops up in all kinds of musical styles. So all we're doing is we're transferring our block of 4 16th notes to the hi-hat. So we've got this 1 E and then for the next block we're going to change. We're going to strike the snare on 2 and then continue back up onto the hi-hat. So we're going to go 1 E and 2 E and then on the rest of the bar repeats. So we're going 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and let's just do it. 1, 2, 3. It's pretty effective. So we'll try moving from an 8th note rhythm on our hi-hat, or 8th note groove we'll call it, to the 16th note version of that. So we're going 1, 2. Pretty cool. Of course, we don't have to just use this hi-hat, we can use any source we feel like playing. Quite a common one is to do things like playing the notes on 2 oscillating toms. So a couple of ideas, we'll move to our higher rack toms. Same thing, we'll catch the snare on 2 and 4 with our right hand. The rest of it's just our alternate stroke 16th notes. 1 E and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E and. Cool. We can move around a bit. Yeah, messed around a bit there, a little bit too much I guess, but okay. Another idea I want to throw out there is that you can take this alternating stroke, break it between your ride cymbal and hi-hat, and it's exactly the same sticking. We're just going to catch the 2 and the 4 on our snare, but we're splitting our hands up. Another sort of cool variation of the same thing. So we can kind of play just 8th notes again on a ride cymbal, then we're moving into our 16th note style. Anyway, that's pretty much our sort of full set of ideas with that. We can take it further and start using another variation, which is you ghost on the left hand side. All it means is just that we're playing our left hand taps. I'm trying to keep them as low as possible. It's difficult at the moment. I'm trying to keep the whole kit, trying to play very quiet anyway because it overpowers the camera. But we're just splitting the 2 hands up again. I'll use the ride cymbal and the left hand on the snare drum. I'm still counting 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and the count is still the same thing. I'm adding a bass drum on 1 and 3. Nothing all exciting, but it gives us another texture out of that same sticking. Alright, so we'll put together a bit of a collection of what we've sort of covered here. So we've done a bit of a fill idea. We've stuck our beat and fill together. little bit too random there. I think that hopefully you get some ideas out of that, and just remember it's all the same sticking, nothing is all that exciting. I'm just getting comfortable playing this one subdivision, 16th notes, getting used to moving them from drum to drum or source to different sources without losing time or speeding up or rushing or dragging the time out too much. What will often happen when you start playing is that when you start doing 16th notes, you'll be fine in the first couple of drums. When you get to the last drum, you've got to reach back to the beat, and there'll be maybe a little extra note as being a little bit of extra time is lost in that point. It makes the rhythm just sound clunky towards the end there. It's just practice, nothing special about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope it wasn't too boring. See you next time.